Ladies and gentlemen, I am Yusril, the game is Star Trek Online, and welcome back to the thrilling and epic conclusion of Delta Rising's initial plot arc. The Vardwa are defeated, more or less. The Parasites are also defeated, more or less, and yes, maybe a teensy tiny little spoiler if you haven't played Revolution, but frankly, if you haven't played Dragon's Deceit onwards, then really, this video is going to be a whole colossal spoiler anyway, guys. I mean, it's in the title, so this is your absolute positive last warning. If you don't want to have the final mission of this arc spoiled for you, then now would be a good moment to stop watching. Okay, and since you're still watching, I'm guessing you don't care, probably because you played it yourself and you want to see me make a mess of it. No matter, we found an artifact on Vardwa Prime. Those of you who watched my videos of Takedown will remember that it was a spinny, sphery thing that looks suspiciously Iconian. So, without further ado, let's turn things over to Commander Burgess, he of the unidentifiable accent.
Admiral Tuvok and Captain Kim are leading the analysis of the artifact you found on Vardwa Prime. I knew you'd want to be there for the great reveal, so I've arranged for you and your crew to be part of the team. Rendezvous with Voyager to get started.
What great reveal. We pinged it as Iconian immediately, mate. Oh, Llei'hmne Kit Module Subspace Drift. That could be fun, particularly if you mix up with the exothermic induction field, pin them in place with a mini subspace rift, and then set the ground on fire, because fire solves everything. Well, most things. Triple infestations. Anyhow, we are heading off to the Null Shadan system. Not Nar Shaddaa, completely different universe, although I have no doubt that this is going to be a wretched hive of scum and villainy. And what do we have here? The Shadans have begun to develop spaceflight, but are not as yet warp capable. They're that's a Prime Directive situation if they're pre-warp. There's been a quiet room to leave the Shadans in peace, that's nice. Even the hierarchy have agreed. Oh, wow. Okay, I wonder how many people are quietly winking at that rule when it suits them. Begin the mission. Let's get going. And it's very pretty. We will have a small problem if they've got some sublight probes around. Voyager sends Tuvok's regards. That's nice. Well, send my compliments to Captain Tuvok. Or rather, Admiral Tuvok, sorry. And very well, we shall transport over. Let's go have this big reveal. I wonder how badly we're going to blow Voyager up this episode. I mean, how many episodes did it get wrecked in? 1, 2, 3... Oh, not sure. Oh, right. Tuvok's doing the meet and greet this time. I'd never have guessed. Tuvok, what's so sensitive that you couldn't send Van Zyl down to talk to me, and why do you feel the need to buttonhole me away from everyone else?
Welcome back to Voyager. We were about to begin studying the device you recovered from Ghal's communication center. Since you have spearheaded much of our efforts here, I would like you to take the lead once again. Captain Kim and 7 of 9 are at your disposal. Talk with them if you need more help deciphering the device. When you finish your analysis, return to me for further orders. I will be here in the transporter room to see you off.
Okay, I'll go take a look at the device. I'm never going to get that tour, am I? Oh well, let's head down to engineering, because of course we're going to experiment with the highly dangerous and utterly unknown artifact in the one room on the ship that can blow us all sky high if anything goes wrong. How many warp core breaches has Voyager had? Ah, hi guys! Well, at least you have the sense to put it in a force field. Right, Harry, how are we gonna die today?
Glad you're here. We transported the device to engineering here so we could run all the scans and tests we could think of. The first thing we need to do is determine how it's communicating. We can't find any normal transmissions from it, but we're hoping you have some new ideas to bring to the table.
Yeah, get it out of engineering, put it on the shuttlecraft, and do your tests from several 100,000 kilometers away. 7, what have you got for me? Oh, no, we're just going straight to the analysis bit. Right, guys, well, I'm as stumped as you are. Maybe add one more tricorder to the mix. Okay, so it must transmit a signal. Okay, well, the Llei'hmne have a thing for subspace, so let's start with that. Self-proclaimed. Okay, so bingo. Right first time by the looks of it. It does appear to be designed to communicate with similar devices in subspace. That's nice. It's also far too convenient. Harry, we've got a lead and it's
The
probably a
device
trap.
communicates with subspace. We should have guessed that.
Yeah, you should.
Now comes the hard part. We need to access the device's memory core. The engineering team here on Voyager is good, and I've heard your team is top-notch. But it might take more time than we have for either team to make a full analysis. We should have both teams give you their opinions on the device. If we work together, hopefully we can make a breakthrough.
And quite possibly we'll
You'll need
blow
to set
ourselves
switches
sky
on the
high.
device until we get solid readings. We'll be able to tell if switches are in the correct position, but not which switches. Good luck.
Ah, the Death Trap Dungeon days. I should note that when we had this puzzle in Death Trap Dungeon, if you got it wrong, you got electrocuted, as I remember. How many points of stamina loss was it? Alright, let's see what we've got. Okay, right, so... Off, and evaluate.
The engineers tell me there is only one switch in the correct orientation.
Okay, so we need to have 2 on and 1 off. Right, so let's just flick 2 at random, see what happens.
The engineers tell me there is only one switch in the correct orientation. Unfortunately, we can't determine which switch it is. Let me know when you think we have a better orientation, and they'll check again.
Okay, so we had 2 switches wrong that time as well, which means that one of those switches must be correct and on, which means that switch 3 must come to on as well, and then it's 50-50 whether we do switch 2 or switch 1. Oh well, flip a coin, evaluate.
The engineers tell me there is only one switch in the correct orientation.
Alright. On. Off. Let's try that.
The engineering teams tell me 2
Yay! Right, progress. We now have 2 switches. Click.
Sir, I've consulted
Whoa!
with both the engineers here on Voyager and your chief engineer. I am seeing green across the board. All the switches are in the correct position, and we now have access to the primary memory core of the device. Unfortunately, we're only halfway there. Now we need to access the secondary memory core to get full access to the data we need.
I still say doing this next to the warp core is a bad idea. Right, so how do we pop the secondary memory core? Yep, here we go. Right, so off, on. Let's see what we need to
The
do.
engineering teams tell me 2 of the switches are in the correct mode.
Okay, so we have 1 switching correct. Okay. Flick 1 at random.
The engineers tell me they're...
Okay, so switch 3 was in the right orientation. Switch again.
The engineers tell me...
Up, there we go. On.
Looks like you did it again.
Well, hey.
All the switches are in the correct position, and we now have full access to the memory core of the device.
Wonderful.
7 of 9 should be of assistance in accessing the memory banks of that device. She's in astrometrics, attempting to get a fix on the location of who or what is receiving these transmissions.
If it turns out that we have got a broadcast of Elarchi gone wild, I am going to be distinctly unimpressed. And while we're at it, get me a copy. Purely for research purposes, of course. 7! What do we got? Yeah, what? Why do we need the device here to... Oh, sod it. Energize. Okay, 7. Now that your view of the view screen is comprehensively blocked, what can you tell
We
me?
have access to the data banks of the device. Very efficient work. From the data we have received so far, we will be able to pinpoint the exact transmission coordinates. However, it is possible that doing so may alert whomever is on the other end that we have reverse engineered their technology. There are 3 likely ways to get at the information. I suggest further analysis to determine the best course of action.
If this thing's got an anti-tamper setting, I'd wager we'd all be floating around as slightly surprised disassociated particles at this point. So, let's see what we've got. 7, what do you got for me? Okay, we have root access to the device. Excellent. Ramifications of query methods. Well, brute force. We have better than average chance. Encrypt and encrypt vary. And the recipient... I'm sorry, wouldn't a brute force intrusion send things completely down the Swanee? Okay, Right, so basically it is actually brute force. Okay, fine, go for it. No unusual activity is detected. Excellent. And oh well, that's convenient. Okay, Tuvok, we have a plan. And rather handily, it appears that we're back in this corridor. Well, that's kind of handy. Back to the transport room. Tuvok, good news, bad news. Oh, Doctor, you're here as well. Coming along for the ride?
Fascinating. Excellent work. With this location, we may be able to finally reveal who gave the Vaadwaur their advanced technology, and why the neural parasites appeared again in this time and place.
Iconians.
Commander Jirok of the Romulan Republic has requested to join you on this operation. Her own analysis of the device has shown that the Romulans have had some contact with the creators of this device, a race known as the Llei'hmne. She will meet you in subspace at the given coordinates.
Doctor, you coming along for the ride?
Finally, Voyager's emergency medical hologram, the Doctor, will be assigned to your crew. His knowledge of the Delta Quadrant races may prove invaluable. He's not much of a combatant, but should prove useful.
He's basically invulnerable. Someone has to take out the mobile emitter to drop him. Give the man a phaser rifle, put him on the front lines. Doc, what do you got for me?
Hello again.
Apparently, we have hit the limit of the recording session. Fine, Doctor, are you coming? Okay. Computer, give me the Doctor's light bee. I promise I won't swallow it. Energize. And welcome to subspace. No, really, welcome to subspace. So, what do we got? The Lafayette should be here, and it's an Llei'hmne outpost station. Terrific! Well, the last time we met the Llei'hmne, they were...
Greetings. This is Commander Jirok of the RRW Lafayette. When we learned that the Llei'hmne were involved, I requested to shadow you on this mission.
That was quick. How many bugs do you have in astrometrics?
I know your experience with the Llei'hmne is limited. The Romulan Republic, however, has an extensive history with this race.
And by extensive, she means 18 months of forced kidnappings, assimilation, and stuck up in boxes and turned into more Llei'hmne. But we'll get the background.
The Tal Shiar used Llei'hmne to help invade Varanat, a colony made up of Romulan refugees seeking to make a new life for themselves. The two factions worked together to convince Romulan colonies to join the Tal Shiar. It was in spite of this that the Romulan Republic was forged. We fought off the Tal Shiar and eventually made a stand against the Llei'hmne at New Romulus. Many Romulans gave their lives in defense of our new homeworld. But that final defense seemed to quiet Llei'hmne attacks for quite some time, barring the occasional incursion from subspace.
And for those of you that haven't done it, she's just given a fairly succinct précis of the first half of the Romulan campaign.
All right. We'll follow your lead here.
Excellent. I'm not sure what that lead is.
Recommend we eliminate them before we board the station.
That'll do as a lead. Also, the game has blanked my UI again, so if you'll excuse me a moment, I want my general loadout back. Thank you. Oh. Right, let's go kill some Llei'hmne. Haven't done this in a while. Weapons mode engaged. Let's just toddle up, lock onto the nearest, and then break in. So, have a gravity well boosted with red matter, and then we'll just roll to starboard and start the barrage. Come and get it, guys. Come and get it. Alright, you can have a Tricobalt cluster torp. Oh, was that a photon minefield you just dumped on me? Oh, no, it was tractor mines from the Lafayette. Okay, what else have you got? Here comes the kaboom, boomski. Right. So that's one down. What's next? Oh wow, that was a lot of tractor mines. You do a nice line of overkill, Jirok. Let's close up. So we have the Gulf and a Clash to take out. I'll check that message in a moment. So, Graviton Beam, fire! And then brake to deal with the frigate. Broadside to crack its shields, turn back in to get a torp spread, Grav one to pin, and the inconsiderate little sod jumps out. Not that it really helped him. Move on to deal with the Seagull, rebalance the shields. And oh dear, they appear to have tried a plasma fire. It does not help. Actually, I think I may have picked that up from the Lafayette's torpedoes. Not that it matters. Yeah, well, broadside to broadside, mate. Just give you a quick scan as well. Boomski, there he goes. Right, patrol number 3, what have they got? Looks like something a bit bigger. That could be a heavy cruiser. Could be an escort and a couple of frigates. Ah, who cares? They'll die all the same. That's an escort. Fine. Okay, well... just open up and give them both barrels. All 4 in this case. Turrets down, broadsides crack the shields, torpedo has arc, and I like to dream. Right between the sound machine and Boomski. We know exactly which Illatchi were playing well with others, and we know who they were playing with into the bargain. Right, let's close up on this outpost. Now, the question is, who's puppeting who? Yemmel.
Another Illatchi ship is here to defend the outpost.
Oh, it's a Monbush. Finally, something we can get our teeth into. Have it! And have that. Oh, really. Viral Matrix. They love their little shutdowns. Well, Gravwell, and apparently ramming straight into his own base. Fine, I'm not even going to question it. It doesn't help him. Broadside cracks his port shields. We come round. Gravwell stops him manoeuvring. And that will be pretty much the end of that. But just be certain we'll loop back. You can have a cluster torpedo, which I think is going to explode before we get anywhere. Nope. Very satisfying Boomski. There we go. No, they're still viral matrixing us. There we go, it's gone. Fine. So, looks like we're boarding the outpost, doesn't it? Ops, what do you got for me? Ready to transport. Why would I want to beam aboard? Ah, who cares? I have a new pistol I need to check out anyway. Right, welcome aboard. Doctor, you didn't waste any time getting here, and obviously as a matter of survival, since those shoulders are going to get me killed, we'll flick up to something a bit more appropriate. Right, what have we got? Offer his extensive. Okay,
I
Jirok.
was thinking we should split up and cover as much of the facility as we can, unless you have a better idea.
Yes, we don't split up and we don't get picked off one by one. How many horror movies have you not seen? Right,
This is
Doctor?
obviously an Illatchi facility. What I know about them comes from the Romulan Republic's databases, but I should be able to learn more as we examine this location. The air here is suitable for the Illatchi, which means that you may find breathing difficult. I, of course, do not have that problem. If you
Excellent.
have an environmental suit, or even some sort of rebreather, you will be fine. If you don't, keep an eye out for something that could help filter out the toxins.
Well, obviously Romulan players will have picked these up earlier, but how many Enviro suits did I come with? Just one. Ah, solid. Right, looks like we're going for the optional to start with then. Doctor, come along. Also, we need to say we have a Illatchi pistol to check out. This is going to be pathetic, isn't it? Come on, guys. Right, some Illatchi grunts now. Let's just...
Solanae tables. I've read the Enterprise D's reports about them.
Good work, Doctor. You can see things. In the meantime... Yes, this will be a lot easier. Come on. If I didn't have this occasional disable. Come on, come on, come on. Doctor, are you going to do something? Stupid question. Down you go. Pop and pop. Right. That was incompetently handled, but nicely done at the same time. Right, scan the bed. Well, we know about these. We ran into these with Worf, didn't we? Doctor, what have you got for us?
These are definitely Llei'hmne tables, which, if I'm correct, and I always am, is the same race you dealt with after using the Iconian gateway on New Romulus. The Llei'hmne kidnap victims through subspace for their brutal experiments.
Yes, thank you, Doctor. I'm aware of what the Llei'hmne do. Let's just check out here, see if we can find something that will, as they say, help us deal with the rather unbreathable local atmosphere. You're not looking too good, mate. Okay. Let's toddle along here, see if we can find something to help out with the atmosphere. Pop the door. I said pop the door. No, fine, looks like we've got to go around through the clouds of choking green goop. Fine, come on then. Okay, drop the drone. Get it. Doctor, I would appreciate you actually packing a phaser next time. Just saying. Also, memo to Armory. Future away teams to carry rebreathers at all available times. There you go. Thank you. Right. Okay, one quick area healed. Patch everyone up. And zap. Yoink. Right, he's gone. Right. Tiptoe, tiptoe, tiptoe through the mad alien vivisectionist's lair. And then if we take a right here, we should hopefully find both our stasis chambers and our promised way of cleaning up the atmosphere.
It looks as if they are converting their captives into more Alachi. If my readings are correct, there are several individuals here who have only just begun the conversion process. We can save them if we beam them back to your ship.
That's nice. Well, yeah, we kind of knew that this was how the Alachi bred, for want of a better term. No matter, we'll just drop him straight off, and then we'll start work on that drone. Nope. Come on, come on. Before it gets the plasma flamethrower out, guys. Come on. Bad drone, bad drone. Go away. No biscuit. Thank you. Right. Whoops, missed. Doesn't really matter, they dropped him. Pull out the pistol. I have a shotgun. Perfect. Right, I think we are pretty much room clear on this side, so let's start the various possibilities. Right, pop the containment tube. What do we have here?
We're transporting you to a Romulan ship in orbit. You're going to be fine.
Okay, and what's... Ah, this looks promising. Opens the crates.
Good. You found a breathing apparatus. That should take care of that nasty cough.
That's nice. Why were there breathing apparati in here? Oh, never mind. Who cares? Right. Load the device. At it. Pop it in there. Now let's see. We need to give Les gets one. And Lysara gets one. And the overflow bag got two. Close that down. Let's see who else we need. Talers, of course. Yoink. Really? When did he get bashed about? Oh, fine. I'll stop by the medics later on. Honestly, some people never go to sickbay until you tell them to. And, of course, Mira, who is here somewhere. There we go. There she is. Tab her up. And rebreather in place. Well, I better put my own on as well. Okay, so now that we're not coughing our lungs up... Actually, have I got this properly on? Yes, I have. Good. Right. Let's get moving again. Okay. Cue the violence. Shoot, 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 shoot the Alachi. No, you don't. Bad flamethrower drone. Bad, 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 bad. Bad. Go away. Go away. Get off me. Well, that wasn't quite what I intended, but I'll take it. Come on. Down you go. Down you go. Down you go. Drop dead. Thank you. Right. Anyone else left? Yeah, looks like it, doesn't it? Oh, for heaven's sake, give me a solid target lock. Oh, no, we appear to have killed them all. Fine. Let's pop out a few more Klingons? When did these guys start Klingon napping?
This is no way for a proud Klingon warrior to go out. We'll patch him up immediately.
Yes, Doctor. Where did we get a Klingon transporter? Ah, who cares? Fine. And looks like some Terrae. They're really not speciest, are they?
Everything will be fine, Mr. We'll beam you directly to sickbay.
What the... what the... Okay? So that's a little bit stuck, doesn't it? Are you dead yet? Excellent. And a Kazon Hetma. Wow. Even the Borg won't assimilate these guys.
Kazon. Even the Borg won't assimilate the Kazon.
That was complete coincidence. I've never played this mission before. And who we got here? Looks like... Bentham by the look of it, I think.
You'll be back on duty before you know it. One to beam up.
10 minutes in the sleep machine and he'll be right as rain and ready to dispense the law once again. Now, who else do we need to pull out of here? Yoink. Ah, there we go. There's one over there and one round here, perhaps? Talaxian. Well, I hate to say it, but that's no way for even a Talaxian to go.
Transport this Talaxian directly to sickbay.
And last but not least, we should have... yeah, here we are.
Ah, a Hazari. Stay calm. We'll get you the medical attention you need.
Good. Right,
Well,
so that's everyone
The
happy.
Llei'hmne are definitely involved. I believe I have everything I need from this area. We need to keep moving if we hope to meet up with Commander Jirok. The door is unlocked now. We should keep going.
Because that's not a disturbing coincidence at all. Still, at least it lets us go the quick way back. Right, okay, bets please, ladies and gentlemen. Jirok and their team have been variously A. captured, B. vivisected, C. turned into a Llei'hmne. Place your bets now, please. I'm going with A. With a side order of B and C. And, oh dear, really? We kicked the last 15 of you guys out of sheer habit, and you're trying to take us on again. Well, I give you marks for determination. Come on, your shields, they do nothing. Right, anyone else? Down you go. And the Doctor still isn't packing a phaser. Really. As oversights go, that's a tragic one. Okay, well, we defeated an Llei'hmne Guard captain without even realising it. Okay, move to the window. Cue the horrible, horrible demise of Commander Jirok and her team.
Odd. You sound like you're in a Solanae lab, but we're in some place that looks like a prison. In fact, I'd say that's exactly what it is. And they've just had a breakout. Whoever it was, they used our arrival as the distraction they needed to make their move. I'll keep looking for more information, but I hope the escapees are friendly.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment. There's absolutely no way these guys are friendly. That would be far too convenient.
Maybe I should go back to the ship.
Doctor, you're the only person here who doesn't have to worry about a phaser bolt to the head. More phaser bolt to the left arm. But, sod it. Someone hand the man a phaser. And possibly some Thoron particles as well. Come on, scan, scan, scan the waveform. There we go. 4 Thoron particles. Excellent. Nothing like a little bonus. Still. Toddle up. This is about to go horribly wrong. Jirok's team are paralleling us to the left. Stand by to breach.
Neural parasites. This must be where the Vaadwaur were implanted with those mind-controlling bugs.
How voluntary was that, I wonder? Okay, well, let's start dropping some more Solanae. Hey guys, we just wanted to, sod it. Okay, download everything.
Neural parasites. Just as I suspected. Did you know that several Starfleet officers were infected by these in the mid-2360s? The Enterprise logs from that era are fascinating reading, if you ever have a few dozen hours to spare.
And security clearances way, way above what a chief medical officer should have.
If
Continue.
Gaul and the infected Vaadwaur were communicating with this station, it stands to reason that this may be the facility where the bluegill implantation takes place. We should definitely investigate further. If we can find the implantation room, then I should be able to analyze their equipment and gather more information.
Terrific.
The empirical evidence is right in front of me, but I'm actually having difficulty processing this information.
What is
This
it?
tech, this whole facility, it's Iconian. There are variations on the norm, of course, because of the Solanae and Delachi influence, but I see distinct signs of their presence throughout the facility.
Yes, Doctor, I worked that out half an hour ago.
The Iconians, as we know them, rarely reveal themselves. The only known interaction with an Iconian in modern history took place on Kronos, when... Wait, you were there! I don't need to explain that situation again. As I was saying, the Iconians don't like to act directly. They use servitor races, like the Alachi and the Solanae, to cause chaos in their name. And the neural parasites, they've bioengineered. Rather like the founders created the Jem'Hadar, but sophisticated enough to control another species, and with much less free will. The parasites are a weapon.
Yep, well, that's a connection we hadn't quite made, but we kind of figured out that the parasites and the Iconians were linked.
When
So
Voyager
let's move
revived
on.
the Vaadwaur, their technology was outdated compared to what other powers in the Delta Quadrant had at that time. Even the Kazon outdid them. But now, Vaadwaur technology is cutting edge. The only way they could have advanced so far, so fast, was by allying themselves with someone else, with the Iconians. The Vaadwaur got their tech upgrades from them, but they also got the neural parasites.
I think most of us had figured this out by now, Doctor.
Parasites gave the Vaadwaur power, but they gave the Iconians control. They were ultimately the ones pulling the strings. This entire war has been against an enemy we didn't even see.
Well, that's information we needed, absolutely. Now then, hey guys, how's that prison break? Oh, wow. Looks like they made a mess in there, and they're having some fun with some Solanae tables as well. Right, so, what else? Oh yes, destroy neural parasites. I suppose we'd better just find a way to vaporize these guys? Right, so, how do we do this? Well, let's leave the interaction zone for a second, and then walk back into it, see if this updates. Come on. Come on. Can I target something? Switch out shooter mode for a second. Ah, right. What's this? Parasite G. Yay. No, you don't. No, you don't. Bad bugs. Bad bugs. Bad bugs. Down. Down. No spitting. Exploding's good. Exploding is fine. Exploding works just fine. Spitting, no. No, that's no good at all. And another Solanae legged it. Hey guys, look, we need to talk about what you've been doing here. Okay, anything else to explode? Destroy neural parasites. Nope, right, looks like we're toddling along here and seeing what it brings us. We have another door here. Who wants to bet there's a parasite queen behind this one? Yeah, this just screams boss fight, doesn't it? Okay, come on. Shooty shooty. Pop the shotguns. Bad bugs. Bad bugs. There we go. Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone else want to Well, that looks suitably ominous, doesn't it? Stand person there,
This is more
open
like
up
a
spine
factory than a
there, and
laboratory.
jam bug in using that. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a very sophisticated surgical procedure somehow. Come on, who's next? Well, at least they had the decency to leg it. Scan number 2.
Some of this technology is ancient, but it's quite advanced.
How sophisticated does it need to be? I mean, oh, more bugs. I mean, all you're really doing is getting the bug into contact with the victim's nervous system, then letting them do the rest from there. Are we good? Excellent. Okay, and they're fluctuating. The Llei'hmne will be... Oh. Right. Captain Llei'hmne. That's going to be an interesting fight. No matter, let's scan up these last ones.
Parasites aren't a natural species at all. They look engineered.
Doctor, I think you're getting a little out of sequence here. Right, let's defeat the parasite-controlled Llei'hmne, and then we should be back on track. Why they've got plomeek soup out here, I do not know. However, it hardly matters. Right, so we have 2 Llei'hmne beta. We need to defeat both of them. One blue, one red, and it looks like they're switching their phases, doesn't it? So let's wait. Just wait patiently. There we go, and zap. Right, get him. Come on, he won't stay invulnerable for long. Down he goes. And then take long. No, you don't. No, 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 no. No turrets. Okay, now he's gone invulnerable, so we back off and we wait. Actually, we drop that stasis turret. Then we wait for the blue, because you've got to use the blue, guys. You all know it.
I think we're catching up with the
Zap.
escapees. Might be from the Alpha Quadrant. We found a dead Romulan in prisoner garb. He was part of the breakout, but I don't know if he was part of the Republic or loyal to the Tal Shiar. Keep an eye out. The prisoners are headed in your direction.
I'm thinking Tal Shiar
Maybe
on the
we should
basis.
avoid any potential contact with the prisoner. I think I've seen enough combat for today.
Doctor, you haven't even brought a hand phaser. Quit your moaning. Come on, let's get going. Guns up and around the corner. Looks like Jirok and Co are about to breach this chamber up ahead as well. So, and in 3, 2, 1, check the window. Looks like nil of note. And breach the room. Yeah, because that's a good sign.
How fortuitous. I thought I'd have to find a way off this station alone.
Ah, Sela. Of course. Right, well, start by fragging them. Nice and simple, vaporized with a bullet. And noxious gases really shouldn't be affecting us, but might cause our allies a little inconvenience. So you know what? Just drop dead. Thank you. Well, drop deactivated. Undead?
I don't think the Iconians want me to leave.
I can't imagine why not. I'm sure you're such a riveting house guest. In the meantime, zap. Anyone else want down? Why, yes, they do.
Their tenacity is almost admirable.
It is also damned inconvenient at this point. Come on. Still, if they're in a hurry to die... What is that? Wait a sec, is that what... Is this what we saw? Is this the final scene from the trailer? Or at least a revised version of it? Because I initially thought that was going to be inside a Hazari ship. But that looks familiar. Oh, hello, Jirok. Look, try not to shoot the megalomaniacal Empress. We might need her alive at this point. Or at least it might solve a few diplomatic squabbles if we return her in one piece. Speaking of which...
And now we have their leader's attention.
Terrific, because that's always a good thing. A Llei'hmne Predator. Oh, right, he had a subspace rift. Excuse me, we're not hanging around for that. Focus fire, please, boys and girls. And get the exploding face hugger off me. Who cares? Right, okay, have some radiation, and then have a great many bullets to the face. I'll wager I will be through that health bar before they're through your shields, mate. Come on. Yoink. Lock and fire. No, no firing. No firing. Right, reinforce the shields. Didn't really need it, but what the hell? Is it down yet? No, honestly, can't let you guys do anything, can I? Fall over. Thank you. Right, Sela. We have some... Yeah, this is about what I expected. Ladies, both of you are pretty. Now please put the guns down.
I should kill you where you stand. It would be justice for all the lives you've destroyed.
And if you do, you'll never learn about the Iconians. I've been here for months. I've seen enough to know you need my help.
She has a point
Fine,
here.
You interrogate her. I might get a little carried away. But she returns with me to the Lafayette when you're finished here. Sela is a prisoner of the Romulan Republic. Your government can go through official channels if they want to talk to her.
Sounds reasonable. After all, you're the one with the huge honking warbird parked outside.
You and this Sela person seem to have some history. I'll leave you to speak to her.
That's nice, Doctor. Thank you for running out on me. Right,
Not
long
so
time no
fast.
see.
You have the weapons, but I have the information. If you want to learn what I know, you'll need to keep those Romulan rebels under control. You've stumbled into something much greater than you're prepared to handle. I'm the best ally you have.
No, the best ally I have would be a half-hour session with a Klingon mind sifter, but hey, Starfleet might object,
I
so...
assume you already know where you are.
Uh-huh.
Both the Llei'hmne and the Solanae serve the Iconians. The Llei'hmne are their warriors, and the Solanae are their scientists. They're the ones who created those creatures implanted into the Vadoir.
The neural parasites. And the Iconians used them here, but not on the Tal Shiar, because they wanted the Tal Shiar's intelligence and initiative.
Hakiv joined the Iconians
Uh-huh.
out of faith. He thought the Iconians would create an empire he could rule. That did not go as planned. This time the Iconians wanted to control their puppets. When the Vadoir asked for strength to defeat their enemies, the Iconians gave them the parasites. The Vadoir had strength, but also strings. Strings that have now been cut. I'm sure you had something to do with that.
I may have been vaguely involved.
Three of you working together? The world has changed in my absence. Or were the Vadoir that much of a threat to the Alpha Quadrant?
Actually, yeah, we're kind of in the Delta Quadrant now.
That explains some things. I'd love an escort back to the world at large, but I have a feeling you have some questions first.
Ah, why not?
I'll
Let's
answer what I
poker for
can.
information.
You can believe what you want.
Okay, what's your relationship with the Iconians?
Really. I worked with the Iconians because at the time I thought it was the best thing for my people. After we lost the homeworld, we were scattered, starving. A shadow of what we once were. What were we supposed to do? Beg the Federation or the Klingons for scraps?
Yes?
Pathetic. The so-called Romulan Republic has made their way, but they did it at the cost of Romulan dignity.
Oh, I don't know. They seem to be doing pretty well for themselves, actually. New homeworld, new culture, independent borders. Neither the Klingons nor anyone else willing to pick a fight with them on the grounds that it would bring someone else in on the war. I'd say they're doing pretty decently.
We are not refugees. We are Romulan. We needed a strong leader to bind us together again, and I knew I could be that leader. The Iconians were a means to an end. They gave us strength at a time when we were at our weakest. Had I known what Hakiv, what he and the Iconians did to our world, perhaps I would not have made the same decision.
But you did, so you did. And now the Republic's thriving and you're in prison. Who made the better choice?
The past is meaningless. I am here, and so are you. Today our goals are aligned.
Yes, let's talk. Right, do they have a weakness? Uh-huh.
The Iconians think they are the rulers of the galaxy. They thought so 200,000 years ago, when they were driven off their homeworld by the fire of 1,000 races allied against them. They think so now, when they look at us and see us as children stumbling in the dark. They do not see our strength, our willingness to fight. Use their hubris against them, and the Iconians will fall.
Noted, but we already bombed Iconia back to the bedrock, so that's not really an option. What else have we got to talk?
You can believe what you want.
Right, where's the rest of the crew?
The crew. The Llei'hmne took them one by one and turned them into those things. Revolting. If I had known that was what they were doing with the captives from the colonies, I would have...
But you didn't,
Yes,
so you didn't.
We were asking about the crew. A handful of us were still alive when the station went on alert. We took a chance and made our escape. They died, nobly, as Romulans protecting their Empress. I will remember their sacrifice.
But somehow I don't think you're going to be Llei'hmne when this is over. Anything else? Oh yes, the Iconian master plan.
Believe what you want.
Same thing they do every night. Try to take over the
I
galaxy.
honestly don't know. Why would they share their plans with a prisoner? That may make me less valuable in your eyes, but don't be fooled. I know more about the Iconians' operations than they realize.
You're making it hard to keep you alive. It's
Will I be
time to
taken
leave.
into your custody, or will I be left to Tiaru's tender mercies?
You get Tiaru's tender mercies, but she's under orders to deliver you alive and intact.
Very well. It's not like I have a choice in the matter, do I?
Well, you do. You could shoot yourself, but I have a feeling you won't do that. Beam her up. Okay, let's head back and go talk to Tuvok, see if he's got anything for us.
We have Empress Sela in our brig. When she was taken by the Iconians last year, many of my people thought she would get away with her heinous crimes against the galaxy. With her in my brig, I am happy to know that is no longer a possibility. Of course, I understand that the Romulan Republic's claim on her is not unique. Her crimes are against all of the Alpha Quadrant. To that end, I will ensure that she be made available to all the Alliance leaders for interrogation and debriefing.
I give it 3 minutes and 47 seconds until she escapes.
Well, that wasn't exactly what I'd call a walk in the park. At least we know exactly how the Iconians were controlling the Vaadwaur. And you've certainly put a crimp in their plans. On the upside, as a photonic life form, I'm immune to any attempts at subversion by neural parasites. I'll see to the care of the captives we've rescued. In the meantime, it sounds like you and the Romulan Republic Command have a lot to talk about. Sela certainly has a story to tell, but should we believe all of it?
Of course not.
I'll put a bug in Admiral Janeway's ear about the situation. That was a joke, by the way. You're going to be busy. Don't overdo... Oh, who am I kidding? Command officers never take their doctor's advice. Just remember that you're not in this alone. Good luck. I suspect things are starting to get interesting.
Welcome aboard, Doctor. So, intelligence is going to be combing the outpost, and we are clear to return to normal space, which is what we're going to do. Let's head back and get somewhere where the laws of physics apply a little more rigidly than they do there. So, the Takara sector block, and that brings us to the end of what's left behind. We can pick up...
And the Iconians? That I did not expect. It's a lot to take in. And while I'm sure the former Empress has some interesting stories to tell, I know the Romulan Republic will want her to answer for her crimes against her people. There will be some tricky back-channel negotiations before this all shakes out. I'll keep you posted as much as I can.
Thank you, Commander. So we have our Subspace Rift console. That's going to find its way into my kit setup, I have no doubt. We've picked up a good chunk of skill points as well. A nice little chunk. 142,000 to the next specialization point. Right, duty officers, get busy. There is much work to do until the next time. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Usual. That has been What's Left Behind, concluding the original story arc for Delta Rising. And until next time, farewell.